Big news, everyone. The Super Bowl halftime act has been announced. Huge name, big name. It's The Weeknd. The Weeknd is going to be the one following that incredible Jennifer Lopez Shakira performance from earlier this year at Super Bowl 54. Remember that unbelievable booty shaking performance? Jennifer Lopez, Shakira. Pretty crazy, right?
Now we're going to see The Weeknd shake his ass.
He has announced he's going to be the halftime entertainment when the Super Bowl takes place February 7th in Tampa Bay at Raymond James Stadium where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play. There's just a couple of little issues here. And by a couple of issues, I mean some major issues. Number one, is the actual Super Bowl going to take place on February 7th as planned? Because we're in the middle of a COVID pandemic, and the NFL has already moved some games around this season. So there is concern about whether or not the game will remain on the actual date as scheduled. The other issue is fans. Will there be live fans in attendance at the stadium? And if not, does it even matter? Here's the deal. The Weeknd was teasing what he's got going for a Super Bowl performance. You can see some video on like a really cool high-tech stage. It's a massive stage. Weeknd is like a massive performer. He's unbelievably huge. And he's going to have this massive stage in this massive stadium. But is it going to be weird if he's performing out there in front of essentially nobody?
Yeah, look, how many times is the fans and their participation a big part of the halftime show? You know, they let everybody kind of like come onto the field, and they're just a part of the show. And you know, the Bucs have been allowing about 10,000 people in the building. Of course, there are no restrictions in Florida, so they could allow more people. But I don't think it's going to be the same if you don't have a whole bunch of people. And I'm not saying they should do that, but I think the performance might feel like it's missing something if you don't have people in the building.
For the Super Bowl, if they want to make sure that it happens, they should do it almost like Fight Island style where, okay, you have the two teams and you almost bubble up the Super Bowl experience in a sense of 2 weeks before everybody has to report to the place. So you might have to push it back depending on when the season ends. But that's actually what I was going to suggest. But back to the performances, I can remember when Bruno Mars and Beyonce made me get all the way in formation at my house. I wanted to be on the field. So I do think that that provided energy, just the numbers. And you saw all those women that were getting information with Beyonce and all that. Like, that is the performance. Like, to Babcock's point, that's literally part of the performance. Michael Jackson did it where the fans in the stands had these. So again, with technology, though, I think it's different because I think he could hologram people in there now. Like, I think with the Super Bowl, you don't have a budget. So we might see some hologram fans.
By the way, even if there's nobody in the stadium, you know what the Super Bowl in February, how many viewers watched around the world? 102 million people watched the Super Bowl on television back in February, Chiefs versus 49ers. And the Super Bowl before that, it was close to 99 million. So there's going to be a massive television audience despite the fact if there are people in the stadium or not. The other thing is that remember when Jay-Z and Rock Nation signed their partnership with the NFL in August 2019, there were some people who were saying, oh, wait a second, you know, Jay-Z had made those comments talking about how, you know, we're past kneeling and he might have a tough time booking talent, but The Weeknd is pretty top tier talent. I just want to show you, here's the video showing Jay-Z and Roger Goodell when they announced their partnership and he was asked about kneeling. Because remember, Rock Nation Sports, they made an agreement where they were going to provide, you know, top-level entertainment for NFL events like the Super Bowl. And in addition, they were also going to help the NFL with their charitable endeavors and basically make sure that money got to organizations that help the African-American community. So here's what Jay-Z said at the time in August 2019.
Sorry to put it this way, but would you kneel or would you stand?
I think we've passed kneeling. Yeah, I think it's time to go into actionable items. It's a form of protest. I support protests across the board. We need to bring light to the issue. I think everyone knows what the issue is, and we're done with that.
Yeah, so he said we're done with that. There were a lot of people who were upset with Jay-Z for saying that, who felt like he was kind of minimizing Colin Kaepernick's accomplishments in the demonstration. And there were even some people who were saying, good luck trying to find talent who's going to perform at the Super Bowl after making those comments. But The Weeknd is, I mean, he's as top level as you can get at this point. I think he's done a pretty successful job of booking A-level talent for the biggest event of the year.
Absolutely. And I didn't take Jay-Z's statement like that. I took Jay-Z's statement in the sense of, he said, like, all right, we knelt and we did a form of a protest. Now y'all got to pay up. Essentially, that's kind of how I took it. Alicia Keys did the same thing. She teamed up with the NFL. They started, $1 billion endowment for Black businesses. This is not something that's like foreign. The NFL has been trying to reach out to people in the Black community to do this obviously for good pub. And so I hope that Jay-Z and them are doing exactly what they said, making the NFL money go to those Black businesses and go to the Black community. So if so, I don't really care who performs then, because somebody's going to perform. Like, I don't know how to say, like, somebody's going to do the gig no matter what. So
Well, this year it's going to be The Weeknd, and I really hope he does I Can't Feel My Face, because I love that song.